It's just 5 in the morning, but these women have been up much earlier. In order to reach the doors of various ashrams across Vrindavan, they wait for this. Chanas distributed to the women and then the monkeys. At another ashram, this group of women wait for almost an hour for their morning cup of tea. And by 9, many women gather for what might be their only meal of the day. The women wait inside, the cows wait outside to be fed. For the town, this is a familiar morning ritual. And for the widows of Vrindavan, it's part of their daily battle for survival. If the naked sadhus become India's exotic theme, the widows of Vrindavan is a perennially tragic theme. Countless number of documentaries and media reports have focused on the plight of the widows of Vrindavan. And the issue was back in the headlines when the Supreme Court directed a 7-member committee to look into the appalling conditions in which the widows live. The Supreme Court has asked for a list of all the widows by their names and their ages, the circumstances that brought them to Vrindavan, and if they own property in their names or their husbands. If so, the addresses of the relatives who now possess the property. At least 85% of the widows come from Bengal, a region historically notorious for its harsh treatment of widows. Hair shorn, given little to eat and denied all property rights, the widows either lived as beggars in their own homes or were forcibly turfed out. Even today, these voices tell the story. Thousands of women tried to escape their brutal realities in Bengal by moving to pilgrimage towns like Varanasi or Vrindavan. Vrindavan was already a town held sacred by Bengalis, who believe it was discovered by their saint Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was born in Bengal in the early 16th century and whom they see as a reincarnation of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu marks the beginning of the Vaishnavite movement, which would take root across the east. When he moved to Vrindavan, the town became a spiritual center for his devotees and has stayed so. In Vrindavan, the women known as Matas or Mayas may have escaped the stigma they carried in Bengal, but battle a different reality. There are 7 government shelters for widows. We visit one complex called Chaitanya Vihar, divided into 2 wings. This section has been given by the government to be managed by a Lucknow-based NGO called Action Point. As it's the afternoon, most of the widows have gone out to earn by singing bhajans or begging for alms. From the few who remain, we get a sense of the place. There are cobwebs everywhere. No water for weeks has left the toilets unusable. Nothing could be more indicting than this, the response of the supervisors here. The Bengalis have been condemned for being dirty, but the few women from other parts of the country live in similar conditions.
पेट खराब हो जाता
अरे
है।
भैया बड़ी दुखी बड़ी
पानी नहीं देती नहीं के पानी नहीं
नहीं
हमारे
चला
आता।
देता।
By night time, we return to speak to some of the other women. After a hard day, they have returned with their meager earnings and now cook their own food in their dimly lit, cramped rooms. Then the shelter is plunged into darkness. No one knows if the electricity will return at night.
नहीं मिलता खाना कपड़ा कछु नहीं मिलता था जे खाता रहता ही बहन जी कछु नहीं है और न को न बचाने को।
और ये देखो इन लोगों को ढंग से खाना नहीं मिलता। इनका ढंग से तीनों चार टाइम खाना मिलना चाहिए, दवाई मिलना चाहिए, कुछ नहीं है। कैसे सेवा होगा उनका हालत देखो।
Even the other women here, the other inmates, never want to enter this room because of the stench. The 2 women who live here say they're waiting to die.
Do you have the IndyTV Profit app? All the markets, all the news and your own homemade, ready-made portfolio available there for you.
We will right now answer what you should sell, what you should buy when markets are down.
Download at indytvprofit.com/apps. Get the best app from the channel you trust.